The impact of aphasia on someone's everyday life is honestly massive. So aphasia is an acquired language and communication disorder. It can affect our ability to understand information, whether that be speech or written information, so it can stop somebody from reading. It can affect our ability to speak and our ability to write. It's most commonly caused by a stroke, but it can be caused by other things as well, such as a dementia. So you'd see that where in stroke it's quite a sudden onset, it's very quickly happens, someone quickly can't find their words, whereas in a dementia it is progressive and degenerative and it gets worse. The impact of aphasia on someone's everyday life is honestly massive. If you think about how much we use communication on a daily basis without even thinking about it, it can affect so many little things. It's kind of, and aphasia is a hidden disability. You can't look at somebody and tell that their understanding or their speech is gone until something happens. So it's something as simple as someone might be able to get on the bus and not be able to ask for a ticket, or they might say the wrong word and end up at the wrong place, or they can't simply tell their husband, like, I love you before bed, or, you know, text their friends, read their favourite magazines, understand what's happening on their favourite TV programme. It affects every single part of their life, and it can come down to a lot of isolation, where people don't go out as much, or they don't see their friends or even their family. They become quite isolated and restricted from their environment around them. In speech and language, we call it an acquired dyslexia, because you could kind of, when you're reading it, the words, the letters are being jumbled up, or you're reading words as they shouldn't be, and that when you're writing it as well, you've got those spelling errors in writing. So it is like magically having dyslexia. But if you see it in speech, it could be where they're really struggling to get their words out, and you can see it where their speech is quite non-fluent, they can't speak in a fluent sentence. A lot of the misconceptions around aphasia are that it affects someone's intelligence, and it doesn't. The person is still the exact same person as they were before they had aphasia. They know everything, their intelligence is still the same. You know, if someone was still a doctor before they had a stroke, for example, they would still have all that knowledge and all that wisdom. It's their ability to actually communicate that's been taken from them. They're still the exact same person. That's a big misconception with aphasia, that it makes you less intelligent, and it doesn't. So aphasia is treated primarily with speech and language therapy. So if you have aphasia from something like a stroke, there is a lot more rehabilitation. So we might do something like impairment-based, where we're looking at the specific problem you've had and we're doing specific tasks with the aim of making that better. So if you struggle to get your words out, we will do tasks to improve that specifically. But a lot of the time, whereas we do see progress, aphasia is a long-term condition, and it can take a very long time, and you might not get back to where you want to be. So a lot of the time we are involved in supporting people to accept that new normal and modify their environment rather than modifying them. So we can take people out to cafes and kind of do that role playing support of what strategies can I use when I'm out in the community to still get my message across and still live my life. We're involved a lot in training the people around them as well, their partners, their family, how to support them when communication fails and we'll have those breakdowns. A lot of the time we'll do alternative methods of communication. So if someone can't speak but might be able to write, we might encourage them to simply write, or we might use text-to-speech devices, iPads that can speak on behalf of them, which can help people with aphasia. Obviously the goal is hopefully to get them back to where they want to be, but it can't always happen that way.